afternoon and welcome to Plymouth Regional High School here in Plymouth, New Hampshire as we get set for this NHIAA Division II girls soccer matchup featuring the Pythons of Pelham High School taking on the Bobcats of Plymouth Regional High School. Hello everyone, I'm Dan Salzer for the Granite State Sports Network and Pemmy Baker TV live on the NFHS network. Both teams enter today 1-3 overall, and both of their wins have been against Kingswood. Pelham had their season opening win at home against Kingswood 2-1, but have fallen 3 straight since and have been outscored 15-2 this season. On the other side, Plymouth Regional again coming off of their win against Kingswood on the road a couple of days ago on Wednesday, winning that game 5-0, and have been a little bit closer on the score sheet so far this year, only being outscored 12-8 here in the first 4 games of the season. Plymouth, though, finished last year 5-11 in 2018 and missed the playoffs by 1 game, and it's always a battle between these two schools. Remember back to last year, that close, epic battle down at Pelham, and it'll be a good one here today. Both teams little similar in the way they play. We see Plymouth come out in more of a 4-4-2, a very defensive kind of 4-4-2 style, kind of dropping in that midfield a little bit more, trying to make it more difficult for their opponents to kind of work through the middle, force them outside, try to get those crosses in where they've been able to try to get those headers away from inside the 18. On the other side, Pelham likes to play a more like kind of a 5-5. It's really not, I wouldn't say unorganized, but it works for them. It's very free in their setup. Sometimes shifting to that 4-3-3, 4-4-2 setup. So we'll see what's going to happen here. It's a very young team for both sides, and expect it to be a classic. We saw both teams really energetic during warm-ups before we get going here today. Starting 11, as you can see on the right side of your screen. Meeting for Plymouth. And they will be in their home blues, going right to left across your screen here in the first half. Pelham in their road white uniforms with blue shorts, going left to right. Cool, little breezy afternoon here in Plymouth. Right now, breeze coming right to left across your screen, so we apologize for any wind noise that might be in the microphone here this afternoon. Bobcats will have the kickoff. And we're underway here for Plymouth Regional Soccer. DeRozier trying to work it onto the outside. Trying to play the give and go. It's turned over at midfield, and here come the Pythons. Carney trying to find some help. Deshane will drop it back to the defense, and it'll be sent forward. Knocked around with a couple of headers. Loose ball in the midfield. Boyd trying to play a through ball. Schamberger. It's meant by a defender. That's Madison Curran, the midfielder for the Pythons, and this one will go out for a throw-in on the far side of the field. Again, watch out for the shadows. They'll play a factor here, especially towards the second half, early on in the second half as the sun continues to set just behind us here on the hill. Throw in far sideline. It's 50-50 battle, one away by Curran. Here comes Pythons. Sloan, triple team, trying to find it on her foot, and is defended nicely by the Bobcats. Lily DeRozier, nice through ball up on that right-hand side. It's going to be cut off by Coakley, and a foul committed by Coakley, so early opportunity here for Plymouth Regional. Again, winds starting to pick up. It's been gusty pretty much all day. Mid-60s the temperature, but bright sunshine. Driven in low, in on net, and gathered up nicely there by Colleen Peters. high punt. Boyd gets underneath it with a header, trying to settle it down right at midfield in a battle coming with Sloan. Sent to the near side. Carney. And a foul committed here. Sloan taken down from behind. So a free kick for Pelham. Taken quickly, sent straight up into the midfield. Plymouth will cut that off and work it on the near side. Levesque has some room to work on the left. Looking for some opportunities, waiting for the overlap to come from Sutherland. We'll give and go from the midfield. Sutherland on the left side. We'll just chip it to the top of the 18, headed straight up by Schamberger and cleared out to the near side. It's heading towards the flag and the whistle. And it looks like we're going to have an offside or a foul called. Just underway, entering the 4th minute of action here in a couple of seconds. Peter's going to take the free kick, and it's a nice one. Headed back in, though, by Plymouth. Butler trying to find an outlet up top for Sloan. Pythons have it. It's a breakaway opportunity. An attack on right side and a shot and a nice save coming for Plymouth Regional. Good work by Jenna Flaherty in net. So a tough one there. Golden opportunity for Pelham, but they could not slide it home. It was a good attack there by Elise Jedrzak. Throw in at midfield here for the Bobcats. And this one too far down the line, touched out, and a turnover on the far side. Good action early on here. Just under 36 minutes to go here in the first half, still scoreless. Jedrzak will earn the throw in, quickly taken. Jennifer Curran, and she'll be pushed off the ball, but it will roll out for a goal kick. And a whistle here coming in late. An official towards midfield, and they're going to overturn this and make it a corner kick. So you wonder if the referees had trouble seeing it with the sunlight. First corner kick opportunity for either side. Driven in nicely, top of the 6, kicked around, and it's in the back of the net. Counted for Pelham. It's Elise Jedrzak getting the goal here with exactly 5 minutes into the game, and it's 1-0 Pelham. So a tough one there. It's that driven-in ball. It's still bending away with a left-footed kick, and just mistimed defensively for the Bobcats and tapped home. But here's the attack on the left-hand side. Levesque floats this one, and will miss over the crossbar, out for a goal kick, but a good opportunity. Again, that's only the 3rd goal of this season for Pelham, and it gives them an early 1-0 lead here on the road. Battle on the far side, one out. Meyer. Again, to the penalty spot, tap to the far post, and it just misses wide. Good opportunity for Plymouth trying to answer right back. Jordan Levesque got the foot on it, but it missed that far post. Again, that's what Plymouth needs to do, is work the wings, try to get the mismatch inside the 18 and get those one-touch. Pelham has worked well working through the midfield and splitting the defenders of the Bobcats. We'll see if that continues here in the first half. Just short goal kick this time, 50-50 ball just in front of us, and the Bobcats will play back to the defensive side. Billen under pressure. We'll push this one forward. DeRozier with some options. Onside is Plymouth. Levesque trying to curl this into some options. Finds it back on her foot. First touch option will sail to the parking lot. So shots for both sides. Officially just one shot on goal for Pelham. Nothing for Plymouth as of yet. But the opportunities are coming. And if this is a taste of what's going to happen, it's going to be a great one here this afternoon. Peters finds a target in the middle with Duchesne, but she can't settle it down. One right back by Lily DeRozier. Tries to step past one defender. And Duchesne will go out for a corner kick. The first corner kick this afternoon for Plymouth Regional. And it looks like DeRozier will try to drive this one in. Curling to the front post and out for a goal kick, and unfortunately a wasted opportunity. And we'd like to thank you fans for tuning in and here on the Granite State Sports Network and Pemmy Baker TV. And a foul here committed by the Pythons. Carly Sloan gets the arm in the way and obstructs the movement there. So free kick, pretty decent spot for the Bobcats. In towards net, and a nice stop there coming off the hands of Peters. And I like that opportunity. You're making Peters look into the sun. Yes, it's above the tree line just behind us and behind the camera, but it makes it ever more difficult for goalkeepers to try to make the save looking directly into the sun. Schamberger on the other side trying to work it back in to DeRozier. Knocked around in the midfield. Pelham trying to place it into empty space and chase onto it. Jedrzak will earn a throw-in in front of the Bobcat bench. Nearly an illegal throw going sideways, but the officials let it go. Battle inside the 18 on the far side. Plymouth has possession, but only for a moment. Now they'll try to work it out on that right wing. Turned over. High pressure, and offsides will be the call. Flaherty will take the free kick just outside her 18. Sent forward and intercepted by the defensive line for the Pythons. Into the middle. Duchesne trying to find an option. Has it knocked off her foot. This one dumped straight forward in a foot race. Levesque trying to win it out. Has it inside the 18. Getting pushed off the ball, and she's going to earn a corner kick. Heads up play there by Jordan Levesque. Second corner kick for the Bobcats here. Trying to get their first official shot on goal. Just under 30 minutes remaining in the first half. 1-0 Pelham out ahead. Driven beautifully to the back post, headed on, and it's off a shoulder. And we'll miss for a goal kick. But I like that play. It's that kind of danger zone for most goalkeepers between the penalty spot and the 6. You don't expect them to come off their line and try to gather it up. So if you can place one in there, it allows your team to really charge into it. I'd like to see someone moving forward towards the goal instead of coming away from it or towards the kick to have a better opportunity on net for Plymouth. But either way, a couple of great opportunities on 2 corner kicks already. Still looking for the tying goal. Tapped into the middle. DeRozier back into space on the right-hand side. Here comes another Bobcat attack. Driven inside at the 6 and out of the reach of everyone out to the near side. Sutherland. Can we apologize for the wind noise at the moment? And an offsides call here on Plymouth, and the Bobcats can't believe it. And that's the difficulty in New Hampshire, a 2-referee system, so you don't really have the ARs on the sideline that can really sit with that last defender, so sometimes some questionable offsides call, but just got to adjust the best you can. Sutherland wins it back, but it's just too far out of the reach there of Levesque out for a throw-in. Good step in by DeRozier. Couldn't win it back. Now it's going to say it's off of the leg there of Carney, and a big throw in here trying to find Levesque. Levesque with a one-on-one matchup with Petty, trying to cut back, but too far away from her. Lily DeRozier, about 25 yards out, will send this one over the crossbar and out for another goal kick. But Plymouth getting some quality chances here in the early going. We're going to have some subs in for both sides here at this point. See Sutherland being subbed off. Alexis Thompson, one of the Bobcats, checking in, wearing an 11 here on the left side. Butler trying to settle it down towards the far sideline and out for Plymouth throw-in. Can we see Pelham sitting up in that 4-4-2 right now? Usually that kind of 5-5, trying to work quickly on the counterattacks. And it's worked well for them so far, able to get that counterattack going over the top, split that defense. Had that chance before the first goal with Jed Razak on the breakaway, but the speed of Plymouth was able to close down the gap and knock it away for a corner kick. That ultimately led to the goal. And the Pythons again trying to go through the middle. Billen, good placement defensively. Tries to work it up through the midfield. Meyer over the top into the corner. Good placement. Inside the 18 and headed away. And it'll be the third corner kick for the Bobcats. And Sam Meyer, number 16, the younger sister of Jordan Meyer, playing at Plymouth State University just down the road, who's off to a stellar start. Her sophomore season for the Panthers, already 3 goals in 3 games. See what Sam can do here in high school. Off a couple of legs. Levesque couldn't turn around on that one cleanly. Still knocked around in the midfield. Shot taken off of a leg on the far side, and a lot of English on it. Will go out for yet another corner kick. 4th one now for Plymouth. So you can't say the pressure hasn't been on for the Bobcats. Just under 25 minutes to go here in the first half. Still 1-0 Pelham. Floated to the top of the 6, headed on inside, and gathered up by Peters. Looked like Schamberger got ahead on it. High punt's going to land at the bottom of the circle at midfield. Bounce around through everyone. DeRuvo trying to play it near side. I'm going to say it rolls out just over the touchline on the near side. Thompson couldn't control it. Spun inside by Sloan. Nice feed in the middle, out of the reach, though, over intended target of Curran. And a whistle and a foul committed from behind on the play up to Levesque. So a late charge in there by Carly Sloan, the midfielder. And pretty consistent wind here, as we mentioned, so we apologize for any wind noise in the microphone. This one sent forward inside the 6. It surprised everyone, and good work by Peters to be off her line to cover that one up. Carney finds Creer. Back to Carney. Sloan. Looking back into the middle for Curran, out of her reach. Carney, left side, tic-tac-toe passing inside the 18. And good communication by Flaherty to come off her line and gather up the loose ball. Sets up a quick counterattack with Thompson on the left. To Levesque. Big collision. It stays in play. Levesque on the left-hand side against Petty. Crosses this one. It looks like it hit a hand. Play continues. Foul called. And let's see what we're going to have. Is it going to be a penalty shot? They're going to call it out. It's going to be on Plymouth. Oh, they are going to call a penalty shot. Official not really giving much of a hand signal on that one. But Lily DeRoche are going to try to tie it up here on the penalty shot. On the foul committed pretty much right where the ball is. Places it in the top corner. And we're tied at 1. Lily DeRoche ties it on a perfectly placed penalty shot. Going upper 90 on the left-hand side, and a tough one there for Colleen Peters to make a save on. That's that pressure Plymouth has been able to bring. So it's a new ball game here, tied at 1. 21:46 remaining here in the first half. Mishandled on the near side. Patty under pressure. Gets past one defender, and it's turned over, though, to the Bobcats. Triangle formation trying to be established by Plymouth, but it's sent out of play for Pythons throwing. Thompson with a nice step late there to poke it free. This shot coming from way outside, and will miss out for, looks like a goal kick on the late signal from the officials. Peters plays this into space, trying to find an option. Carney under pressure from Thompson has it knocked off her foot, out for Pythons throwing. DeRozier trying to win the 50-50 battle. Collision and a turnover. Play continues here. Jedrzak can't find her target. Sandu with a nice step in defensively and knocking it free. Pelham not wasting any time on the throw-ins. As soon as they have possession, they're trying to launch it downfield. 50-50 ball, still loose. Now the Bobcats with possession. Good step through some defenders. Bobcats with an opportunity inside the 18, and a shot, a save by Peters. Quality chance coming for Plymouth, but they could not take the lead. And it was DeRozier again trying to get her second of the game. Swung into her, trying to flick it on. Levesque, a little juggling move there. Top of the 18. Trying to win possession back, trying to feed Thompson. Thompson late step in, keeps possession in the corner. Leaves it off for Levesque, who's double teamed and cleared away by the Pythons defense. Boyd earning that turnover. Meyer with a great step, earning that turnover. Sends it out to the far side, back inside the 18, and Peters off her line calmly and gathers it up. 18:45 to go here, first half. We're tied at 1. Loose ball in midfield. Georgia DeRozier, we haven't called her name yet, on the far side, winning possession but sending it out for a Pelham throw-in in front of their own bench. And if you're just joining us, both teams looking for their second win of the season, both sitting at 1-3 here in the early part of 2019. And another opportunity for Plymouth on a corner kick. Good crowd here on the hill off to our left. Shadows continue to creep across the field here. Driven in low. Opportunity for DeRozier. Trying to find some options. Knocked around about the 6-yard line as Levesque couldn't drive that one through traffic. And it works its way out to midfield. And the whistle will blow as Thompson came from an offsides position to play it. Both teams officially one shot on goal on both of their goals so far, but plenty of opportunities for Plymouth that have missed either high or wide here in the first half. Sloan leaves it off in the midfield for Butler, trying to work it up on that left wing. But Georgia DeRozier will win that back, but it goes off her foot, out for a throw-in. And they're going to say it's off of Pelham instead, so a little miscommunication there on the far side of the field. Good battles both ways. Nice pullback there from Butler. She'll try to work it into the middle for Sloan. Is bullied off the ball. This one dumped into that right corner and out of the reach of everyone. Subs both ways here. Heading towards the final 15 minutes of the first half. It's been a very entertaining game so far. Jed Razak has some options. Good overlapping runs. Finds it on her right foot. Plays it into space at the top of the 18 on the right. Thompson coming all the way back to win possession for Plymouth. Trying to get possession back, though. Good battle with Carney. Sloan. Duchesne takes a charge. Surprised there's no foul call there. Lily DeRozier wins possession for Plymouth. Dumped off for Thompson, and she's taken down from behind. See Carney collecting legs there with Thompson, so a free kick just in front of us here on the hill. You see that? Tally Carney. Have a little word with the official. Lily DeRozier will take the set piece here. Again, look for this one to drop in towards the penalty spot. It's going to be driven in low instead, trying to find Thompson on the one-timer, but misses contact and out for another goal kick. Short kick taken. Petty in the corner. Knocked around in the middle. Smoker couldn't control it for Plymouth. Dumped over the top. And a handball here off of Sandu's hand. Pythons rushing the free kick into space. And Flaherty off her line, a little unorthodox, but able to make the stop and win possession back. Good kick to midfield. Thompson trying to chase onto it. Gets a head on it to the near sideline, and it's going to roll out for a throw-in to the left-hand side. Navia trying to win possession back. Big collision. Officials say play on. Navia on the end line. Keeps it alive. Late whistle there, but Peters made the save nonetheless. Duchesne trying to leave it off for some help. Stolen back by the Bobcats, right-hand side. Smoker inside the 18, has some options. Knocked around, and it's going to miss the near post. And they're going to say it's another corner kick for Plymouth. The 6th one of the first half for Plymouth. Floated right at Peters, makes a nice grab inside the 6, and she'll try to set up the counterattack with a throw out to the far side. Coran. Again, late step by Plymouth, winning possession, but turning it right back over. Meyer with a good defensive placement. Has it off her shin and starts up the attack. DeRozier. Off of a leg there with Smoker. To Thompson. And DeRozier couldn't get this one deep, and Peters again gathers it up. 12:10 to go in the first half. We're tied at 1 here at Plymouth Regional High School in Plymouth, New Hampshire. Meyer shields nicely. Billen to Meyer. Meyer going over the top into space, trying to send Thompson on a run, but Penny will be the first one back for the Pythons. Thompson gets in with a collision and wins possession back inside the 18, into space, knocked around, still loose, open opportunity, Peters off her line to make the save. Schamberger had it on her foot and she couldn't poke it home into the back of the net. Here comes a counterattack for the Pythons. Pelham to the near side. Sloan with a shot, and it just goes over the crossbar. First opportunity in a while for Pelham. But it all comes off of that potent counterattack they have. And a couple of subs both ways here late in the first half. Driven there by Meyer taking the goal kick. One out there by Creer. Butler takes a couple of shoves, no foul call. The Bobcats work it out on the far side of the field. Tapped into the mid. Coran looking for some options. Nice overlapping run. And Flaherty off her line. Good work by the defense to shield. Make that opportunity possible. Flaherty with a great punt. The corner of her 18. Smoker under pressure. And it's Coakley clearing up to midfield. Far side, again, a funny bounce there. Smoker thought it was going to drop right to her. Does have possession, though. Schamberger softly inside, and Peters gathers it up before Thompson could get there. Onside is Thompson. She was held onside on the far side of the field, but out for a goal kick. A little late stepping up there is Coakley. More subs come in for Plymouth. Thompson will be subbed out. She had good effort on the left-hand side. You see Sutherland back in here for Plymouth. So they'll win possession on that far sideline. Collision will roll out for a Bobcat throw-in. Jedrzak can't find an option on the far side and will roll out at midfield. Levesque will check back in here for Smoker. 50-50, one back by Plymouth. Good pressure coming from Butler in the midfield, and she'll win possession. Both teams have done well stepping up. The one-on-one battles. See another one right there as this one cleared well over the fence and out to the road. Just who can find that open space and have the speed needed. One-touch effort off of a leg. I can say it's mishit instead. Out for another goal kick. And Pelham looking for their first win since the season opener at Kingswood. Plymouth just defeated Kingswood 2 days ago on the road, trying to get a winning streak going. Shane into space. Can't find a foot. Sent right back up to the defensive line of Pelham. This one sent forward. Peters, easy for her, inside the 18. Curran. Nice through ball. Good speed, though, by Plymouth on that far side. And unfortunately, Lindsey Butler could not come up with possession. Bobcats with a throw-in down the line. DeRozier into space. Comes another attack on the right side. And they're going to say it's a goal kick. Again, fans, be sure to check out select Plymouth Regional High School events all season long and all year long here on the Granite State Sports Network and Pemmy Baker TV. .50-50 battle in the midfield, one out by Plymouth. Good work. Durovo getting the foot in there and knocking it free. Sousa under pressure. Boyd trying to win it back for Plymouth. Working hard on the near sideline. It's off of a shin and played forward to Levesque. Nice left foot to the top of the 18. It's out of reach of her intended target there in Schamberger, who will chase it down on the far side. 5.5 minutes to go here in the first. We're tied at 1. DeRozier will miss this one wide right. Headed back to the defensive line of Pelham, sent forward. Meyer has it on her foot, senses the pressure, and able to play it forward just in time. DeRozier looking for Schamberger at the edge of the 18 and out for a Bobcat throwing. DeRozier has it on her foot. Has a good left foot and a shot and a save there by Peters. Third shot on goal now for Plymouth. Meyer under pressure. Really seeing her drop off even the midfield to the defensive line, and she'll commit the foul. Just got a little aggressive with the hands and the hip there. So a free kick just over midfield for Pelham. And it's a beautiful one, driven to the top of the 18, and Flaherty well off her line and gathers up that header. Jed Rizak been the target so far for the Pythons. And a whistle here in the throw-in. They're going to say it's an illegal one with a foot coming up in the air. Sent down the line. And knocked out of play there by Coakley. It's about 3 minutes to go. Clock on the field to stop with 5 minutes remaining. Into space. Looking for Levesque. Under pressure with a nice cutback. Has a shot, and it's cleared off of a head. Creer got in the way of this one. A shot and a save by Peters. Now 4 shots. Meyer working hard will win that throwing. Into space for Schamberger. Towards the end line. Tries to one-touch this back up to Levesque, and it's cleared out for another corner kick. So there's been plenty of opportunities for both sides. We're still tied at 1 here. Floated to the 6. Loose ball, and Peters covers it nicely. It just misses the post. But another golden opportunity. So we're under 2 minutes remaining in the half. Clock will be with the officials on the field. Right side. Murray couldn't get there. Now has possession. Headed away nicely by Coakley. Just beyond that far post. Bobcats still with possession. Play back to Meyer, who wasn't expecting it to go to her. Collision. Drives it from distance, but will miss on the near post. Out for another goal kick in. Colleen Peters has been busy for Pelham in net. Into space. Sutherland didn't realize how close her teammate was there. And Durovo, and it's off of Durovo's shin. Out for another throw-in. Played down the line. Oh, good moves there by Sloan, trying to get fancy. Unluckily, too close to the sideline. Rolls out for Bobcat possession. Petty to the middle. Duchesne has her pocket picked. Schamberger, miscommunication there with DeRozier. Meyer into space. Knocked around in the midfield. Back up into the left corner. Near side. Closing moments here, the first half. And one sent in by Levesque. And cleared out by Pelham. Trying to get a counterattack going here. Can they get a go-ahead goal in the closing seconds? Good defense by Meyer. Late step in coming from Sloan. She has been busy in the midfield. Down the line, Levesque onside. One-on-one with Penny. Heavy touch towards the end line. Driven all the way across. Placed right back in towards the penalty spot. Loose ball. Sutherland can't control it. 50-50. Still sitting inside the 18. Now sent to the far side, and a throw in here. Final seconds of the first half. Boyd looking for an option. Tapped into the 18, and DeRozier couldn't get there in time. Durovo. Schamberger. Has some options on the right side. And a shot and a save by Peters. Maisie Murray with the opportunity on the right-hand side. They'll go for a corner kick. And probably the last opportunity of the half. And they're not even going to let them take it. Whistle blows to end the first 40 minutes of action. It's been back and forth as you look at some of the stats so far from the first half. Plymouth with 4 shots on goal and probably about 15 in total. But it's the early goal from Elise Jedrzak on a corner kick that got Pelham ahead before the Bobcats answered shortly after with Lily DeRozier's goal, and that's where we stand right now. We're tied at 1. We'll step aside and get ready for second half kickup coming up next on the Granite State Sports Network and Pemmy Baker TV. Welcome back, fans, here to Plymouth Regional High School in Plymouth, New Hampshire, as we get set for second half action between Pelham High School and Plymouth Regional High School here in NHIAA Girls Division II Soccer. So far, it's been really all Plymouth, despite the scoreline being tied at 1. 4 shots on goal, but about 15 in total for the Bobcats on 8 corner kicks in the opening 40 minutes as we're underway in the second half. Pelham 1 corner kick on their goal with 1 official shot on goal. That's all they've needed so far, and Levesque trying to get aggressive here. Advantage called. As you heard from the official, play to the far side out of Avery Larson's direction. Listed as a defender, but playing up top right now. First action for her for the Pythons here in the second half. Near side, Thompson, nice shield work in the midfield, trying to play it up on the right-hand side. Good possession by Plymouth. Into the corner. DeRozier trips up over herself and appears to be okay, maybe favoring the knee a little bit. Play continues. Jedrzak into space. Good placement, but just a little bit out of the reach there of Corinne. Thompson to the middle. DeRozier appears to be okay after that trip a moment ago. To the right-hand side, onside of the Bobcats. Looking for a cross in. Down low and a quick shot save by Peters. This one again, DeRozier trying to get her second goal of the game. Again, the Bobcats trying to attack that right-hand side. Coran on the left. Leaves it into the middle. Good work by Thompson to bash that one off the shins there. Win possession back. And a VI on the right side and cleared out last second. Will earn a corner kick, first one of the second half for Plymouth. They'll try to make something of this. Heads-up defense by both teams here. DeRozier bends this one to the top of the 18. Left back off for her. Late step in. Miscommunication coming with Boyd. Jedrzak can't get past her defender. Bobcats will keep possession on the right-hand side. DeRozier into the 18. Peters thought about it for a second. Thompson along the end line, and that one will hit the side of the net and out for a goal kick. Again, we have the JV team off to our left, supporting the varsity program for Plymouth Regional. You see some of the Plymouth State women's soccer team players here. Again, supporting Sam Meyer and the rest of the Bobcats. Great to see that camaraderie between both the high school and the college. Meyer, nice feed to the left-hand side, and the offside. Go the Bobcats. Unlucky break there, but a good give-and-go opportunity on the left. We'll see if Plymouth will try to go back to that one the rest of the half. This one hammered downfield there by Coakley. Flaherty outside the 18 will play it, and what a boot there from Coakley. That's how you clear up your midfield. Right side from Larson. Looking for some option. Trying to find Carney. Carney hustling back and wins the throw-in here in front of her own bench. And if you're just tuning in, Pelham in their road whites going right to left here in the second half. Plymouth in their home blue going left to right. And that's off of Nino Vermeesh's leg. New addition to the team here this week. Billen has been strong defensively all afternoon for Plymouth. And close to an illegal throw, but it's been let go all day. Tap to the middle, and Jedrzak couldn't get there in time. It's cleared away nicely. The defensive line of Plymouth and just out for a throw-in. Herman Sandu has been matched up with Jedrzak all afternoon. Here in the 46th minute of action. Early on in the second half. And a collision and a foul called here against Plymouth. So a dangerous set piece coming for the Pelham Pythons. Coakley will take the set piece. She's been dangerous so far defensively. See where this one goes. It might even be in on net. Bobcats trying to hold on the 18. She'll float this one over the top and miss harmlessly out to the right. Unlucky break there. I'd like to see her kind of drive that one in and try to test Flaherty in on net. Game has really calmed down since the teams traded goal in the midpoint of the first half. Been a lot of these 50-50s in midfield. Meyer trying to play into space, but no one there for the Bobcats as Sousa had possession. Good hustle coming! A shot and a score as I say that. Megan Metravia will get the goal, and Plymouth has their first lead of the afternoon here with 33 minutes to go in regulation. Good hustle as it's cleared right up to her. Metavia had it in the leg, split a couple of defenders and put herself on a breakaway. And good work by Peters to come off her line, but just couldn't gather it up towards her ankle. So we are back underway. So 2 unanswered goals now for the Bobcats. And we'll see how they either try to continue pressing or maybe if they'll sit back here and try to control the lead. Meyer going to just send this one forward. Sousa into the middle. This one cleared right back inside the 18, and Peters will have to cover it up. She'll look for a nice boot here. It's a pretty decent one up towards midfield. Takes a hop on its own over on everyone's head. Near side. Coran under pressure from Thompson. Thompson gets past a couple of defenders to the right-hand side. And Avia with some space to work. Trying to tap one to the middle and will go out for a throw-in. DeRozier to the middle. Boyd under pressure from behind. Can't get it back to DeRozier, but Boyd will win back to 50-50. Thompson to DeRozier. Has some space upfield. Has a lot of room. Trying to play it in the middle and finds Meyer. Meyer with a shot and a score. It's a great feed, and Sam Meyer gets on the tally sheet. And just like that, 3 unanswered goals for Plymouth. Some more support from the Bobcat faithful in the athletic teams. Football just after practice and their walkthrough just off to our left. And speaking about football, Plymouth Regional High School football, 0-1 to start the year. Unfortunately, will take on John Stark tomorrow afternoon here live on GSSN and Pemmy Baker TV. Kickoff at 2 p.m. Be sure to catch all that action. The NFHS Network and replays throughout the week on Pemmy Baker TV. So we've seen Plymouth really start to work on the ground here in their passes, not as much over the top into space as we saw in the first half, kind of taking a page out of Pelham and what the Pythons were doing to the Bobcats in the opening 40 minutes of action. And we're seeing, instead of shots from distance in on net or playing on that right side, those passes through to the defenders on runs that are heading towards net, and that's where these goals have come from as of late. So we'll see what Pelham can do to answer back. They've had some quality chances. Meyer looking for Thompson. Good defensive play by Curran. Hard step from Thompson. This one's going to easily stay in play. Thompson tries to swing one in and cleared out towards the end line and knocked around for a goal kick off of Thompson's shins. DeRozier to Meyer, back to DeRozier on the right side. Trying to drop this one in. Levesque too far away from that one, and Peters will let it go out for another goal kick. Plymouth really changing their shape from the start of this one. See these wingers being more like wing backs, especially with Thompson on the right-hand side and Levesque on the left now. Kind of dropping into that five-back defensively and then getting forward and getting that five in the midfield and possibly sending another one up, and kind of a little bit of a 3-4-3 type of thing and extra help in the midfield. That's where a lot of these turnovers are coming from. Driven forward from the Pythons, but out of play, unfortunately. Good turn by Meyer into space, but referee will say that the Bobcats were offside with 27.5 minutes to go here. Plymouth with a 3-1 lead. 2 early goals in the second half have opened up a nice little cushion for the Bobcats. Sent right back forward. Still no possession from either side. Finally lands with Plymouth. They're going to play it back to the defensive line. A dangerous one here. Billen turns it over. Space here. Surprised that not even an advantage call. It looked like almost too much of a shield. Bobcats get away with another one as Thompson sends this one out for a throw, and it could have been whistled dead for a free kick about 20, 25 yards out. Kind of feel like Pelham needs to get one here soon. This one's off a leg, and that's off of Curran for a goal kick. But got to keep this effort going for the Pythons. Get that pressure. Maybe go away to the other side of the field on their right side attack. They've been trying to attack this left, and Thompson has done well in the midfield and helping out defensively for Plymouth. So they got to find a different avenue. It's a short kick here. Big collision. No whistle. Play continues and out for a throw in. Headed past Sandu. Knocked around by both sides, and a little frustration with some arms swinging at each other here. See Coakley, a little aggressive with Thompson. Drozier tripped up, and it's behind the play, so she'll earn a free kick just in front of us. It's a great kick, knocked down. Thompson finds it on her foot with space on the right-hand side. Inside the 18, and they're going to call offsides. It's that extra step coming from Thompson on the feed, drew off her teammates. And it was that of Schamberger that was called offside. 50-50 battle, knocked around in midfield once again. This one played into empty space. Bobcats will win out the foot race. Billen up to midfield looking for some options. Under pressure, still has it on her foot. And we'll turn it over to Butler. Butler, nice driven ball to the near side. Thompson using her speed to come back and help out defensively. Carney in a one-on-one battle with Thompson. And a big shoving match, and they're going to say the arms came up here on Thompson for the foul. So this is dangerous. You'd want to see this one driven towards the 6. You can see Flaherty with the arm over her head looking directly into the sun, so you want to play this one close to her. Make it difficult for her to see it. See where this one goes. It's towards her at net, and it's in the back of the net. That's exactly what Pelham needed to do. Tally Carney gets Pelham right back into this one off the set piece. Sends it right in on net. She saw that Flaherty was looking in the sun, could not even see the shot. Flaherty really didn't move for it, and it finds the back post, and it's a 3-2 game here with 23 and a half minutes to go. Quick 1-2 touches here from Plymouth, trying to attack the right-hand side. And looking for Schamberger, but she couldn't get there in time. And the 10th corner kick of the game for Plymouth. Second here in this half. Lily DeRozier will deliver this one in. See the shade is completely covered. Right side of the field on your screen towards the penalty spot. Through everyone, though. Plymouth keeps possession. Meyer from about 20 yards out, and a save by Peters. That one's going to be off the arm there of Jedrzak. Jedrzak thought she was pushing the back, but it clearly came off of her arm. And the official decided to call that one first. Head coach Carlos Fuertes not happy with that call with the officials. And just like that, turned right back over on another offsides by the Bobcats. So things getting a little sloppy for both sides in the second half. And a game that is now a one-goal game, 3-2 in favor of Plymouth. Boyd looking for Meyer, who was already matched up with a defender right on her back. Billen. This one flicked forward. And Navia into space. Navia inside the 18, trying to find options. DeRozier, Meyer, penalty spot, and a turnaround shot just goes over the crossbar. Had pressure on her hip. Good defense there from Pelham to prevent a quality opportunity on net. Short kick here out to the defense on the right-hand side for the Pythons. Battle on the far side. Sloan been pretty quiet here in the second half until now. Sets up this counterattack opportunity. Jedrzak looking for Sloan and gets the deflection out for a throw-in. And that far corner, the only part of the field still in sunlight. Pelham wanted a handball, not getting it, towards the middle and cleared away last second by Sandu, and the shot on the right side, missing the far post. Short kick. Looking for Durovo, though. She'll have it back on her foot from the throw-in and given right back over. 20 minutes left in this one. Can Pelham respond with a couple of goals of their own and tie things up, or can Plymouth get an insurance goal? Coakley, nice job, or correction, not Coakley. My apology, that's Creer in the middle. Jedrzak defended heavily, and a foul call here on the hold. An easy one for the official on the far side of the field. It's like Jedrzak will take the set piece. About 25, 28 yards away from net. Driven in on net, and Flaherty will see this one all the way and hold on. It's going to be one of the post anyway, but good opportunity for Pelham. Good outlet on the throw. But turned over in the middle. Jedrzak going one-on-one with the defense of Billen. Duchesne under pressure. Sloan couldn't find that feed on the right-hand side. It's through everyone. Defense of Pelham was thinking it was going to be hard enough for Peters to come out of her net, and she wisely stays back towards her 6. Creer will send this one out for a throw in, and subs entering here for Plymouth. Bobcats working it nicely in the triangle on the far side. Almost turned over, though, and finally stolen away by the Pythons before it's cleared out for a throw-in. It's like Pelham trying to get Jedrzak a little bit more options here on that right-hand side. Here in the midpoint of the second half. Really need her options moving forward to try to tie this one up. 50-50 ball, one out by Pelham to the near side. Butler looking for some options. Gets past Duchesne and cleared up now by Sandu. Has some options defensively. And good pressure coming from Pelham and forcing Boyd there to send it out for a throw-in. So Pelham with an opportunity here. Into the corner. Coran with a one-on-one matchup. Good placement defensively for Plymouth, but out for another throw-in. Bobcats get the turnover, and just over the touchline in front of us here at midfield. Schamberger couldn't get control of it. Meyer trying to win that 50-50 back. Good step up by the Bobcats. Thompson takes a little bit of a hip check, and good pressure by both sides here. Thompson not allowing that of Carney to turn. It's played forward on the turnover. Peters coming out towards the top of her 18 is going to clear it away. Had a chance to pick it up. Meyer wins the 50-50, has some space in midfield. Trying to cut back onto her left. A heavy touch. Pushes off defender. Throws another defender off balance, and somehow no foul is called, and play continues. Here comes a counterattack of Pelham. That's fed through for Jedrzak, and it's out of her reach, though. Durovo under pressure from Jedrzak, and it goes out for Python's throw-in. Smart play from Jedrzak, going back to into the middle for Duchesne. Sloan couldn't keep control of it. This one up to midfield. Myers with all sorts of space to work with inside the center circle. To the near side, defended off the back, though, of a defender. That came off of Chung there. Heading towards the final 15 minutes. Big collisions, both sides in the midfield. But gathered up by Butler to the right-hand side for Sloan. And maybe Sloan with a couple, just a little bit of tired legs there. Couldn't be the first one to it. Wins possession back, though, and takes a shot to the ground. No foul call. And played out for a Plymouth throw-in. Subs coming on. Schamberger will be subbed out for Levesque. Thompson will have a seat on the bench as well as Sutherland checks back in. High pressure. Coakley is going to take it on her own through the midfield. Jedrzak with a nice turn, and it gets a shot off that just on the toe poke goes over the crossbar. Good effort there from Elise Jedrzak. A little frustrated not to get the foul call inside the 18. But the opportunities are coming for Pelham here. About 14 minutes to go. Grant under pressure. Good step up there from Sutherland on the right-hand side. Plays it forward and out of the reach of her intended target there. Meyer. Takes some contact inside the 18. Villa can't get it. Back up to Meyer. And will go out for a goal kick. Quickly taken, though, and Peters rushed herself and sends it out for a deep Bobcat throw-in. Again, fans join us post-game. Talk with Bobcat head coach Kyle Reed. For those of you watching on Pemmy Baker TV. DeRozier finds help with Boyd. DeRozier trying to play this one back into space. And Peters with some help with her defense, able to swallow this one up. Possession's been pretty even here in the second half compared to the first half. Good step up coming from Sutherland. Took it right off the gut. But again, that high pressure from Plymouth has been keeping Pelham locked in their own end. 12 and a half minutes to go. Plymouth leading 3-2. Meyer from Boyd after winning the 50-50. It's knocked back to Boyd. DeRozier. Going to send this one for a ride. It's going to miss the far post, out for another goal kick. And you got to think Plymouth, in total, around 30 shots. Only 8 of them on target. They're clinging to a 3-2 lead at the moment. Rozier looking for Levesque up top. Nice pass to the left. It looked like it was off an arm. Play continues. Sam Meyer plays it right back in. Knocked straight up in the air. They're not going to call a back pass here as it was unintentional off the foot of Olivia Coakley trying to clear it away. Jedrzak gets a couple of headers on it. Carney gets the touch, trying to come over the defense, and Flaherty nicely off of her line. Snags this one on the 50-50. Good placement into space. And Pelham not taking any chances, sending it out for a Bobcat throw-in. Sub ready in the far side, but it's for Pelham, so we'll have to wait for that one with possession. DeRozier with Sutherland. Trying to play the give and go, and it's out of her reach, and Coakley shields it nicely for a goal kick. Again, fans, if you want you or your business to be a sponsor or advertise with Granite State Sports Network and Pemmy Baker TV during Bobcat athletic events, be sure to contact us at granitestatesn@gmail.com and find out all the options available for you. Through ball, picked up by the defense. Durovo out to the far side and finds the wingers. Feels like Meyer's been everywhere in the midfield this afternoon, and she has it back on her foot. Billen to the left. And Durovo has this one off her foot out for a throw. And they're going to say it's Plymouth instead. Everyone thought it was going to be Pelham's. That one nearly a handball again, and it's let go by the officials. Subs coming in for the Pythons. Carney will be subbed out. Coran will come back in. She's been pretty active at the top line. So Pelham's really dropped into like a 5-4-1 right now, trying to prevent an insurance goal. It's getting close to the time where they've got to get numbers forward. Loose ball inside the 18. It's ping-balled around. DeRozier. Nice cutback on the step up top. Slides us through into Meyer, and it's off of her heel. Meyer gets the shot off, and it's over and out of play. I'm going to say it's a corner kick. It came off the leg there of Hannah Duchesne, and heads-up slide tackle there by Duchesne to prevent the goal. But if it wasn't for that little misstep there from Meyer, she was in alone for potentially her second goal of the game and the insurance goal here in the closing minutes. Towards the penalty spot again. Meyer gets ahead on this one. Coakley clears it only to the top of the 18, and Levesque will try to volley this one out of the sky and miss high and left. DeRozier to the right side with Sutherland. Couldn't get past last defender. Menavian looking for some option. Meyer about 10 yards away from that pass. Boyd, heavy first touch, turned over to Pelham. Hammered down the field once again by Coakley. Coran doing well, coming in as a sub, has a chance at the top of the 18. Trying to find some options. Has a double team on her. It's played to the near side. It's going to just stay in. And last second rollout for a Python throw-in. 6:45 to go in the second half. Plymouth holding on to a 3-2 lead at home. Coran under pressure, tries to swing this one top of the 18. Jedrzak leaves it off for help, and a late step in by Meyer clears it up to midfield. Good defensive play from Sam Meyer. Levesque on the left, looking for some options, waiting for some help. She's going to play it over the top and head it away. Perfectly places Coakley. A collision on the far side and a whistle by the far side official. And it's a foul on Pelham. Five different goal scorers in total in this game. Over the top, onside. Meyer all alone, and a shot save. Peters still loose inside the 6. And cleared away by Pelham last second by Coakley, and an open opportunity, a beautifully placed free kick right to Meyer, but an equally great save by Colleen Peters in net. DeRozier's going to send this one for a right on the lob, and Peters will gather this one out of the sky. Butler back up top. Jebrzak misplays it. Torovo trying to find help up top, and it will be a goal kick. Under 5 minutes to go in regulation. Pelham have had their chances on the counterattack. Can they get another one here and try to tie it? Or can Plymouth get an insurance goal or hold on with a 3-2 win? Still knocked around in the midfield, sent to the far side. Petty will clear it out harmlessly for a throw-in. Not taking any chances, the attackers of Plymouth bearing down on her. Driven in down low, and unfortunately, offside's the call here on Plymouth. Maggie Boyd is up top, listed as a defender on the roster. Couldn't stay on sides. Butler, heavy touch there. Had a chance with an open in the middle. This one dumped right back in towards the 18, and Flaherty will wait for it and gather it up inside the box. Punt takes a bounce over Roy Sutherland's head, out for a throw-in on the near side in front of us. Coran to the middle, looking for Jedrzak. Aggressive defense from Plymouth, trying to win possession back. It's knocked around in the midfield. Mizzy Murray trying to find Levesque and does so up top. Levesque with a one-on-one against Petty. Launches it into the back post. Sutherland top of the 18. Has one to beat, trying to turn the corner, gets the shot off, and a save once again by Peters. Peters perfectly placed. Butler under pressure, turns it over. Meyer looking for some options to Sutherland. Down. Boyd comes in aggressively, and Peters makes the save. And it's a corner kick. 12th corner kick of the game. Subs coming in for both sides. Clock is now with the officials. DeRozier again towards the penalty spot. Meyer trying to one-time it out of the air. DeRozier again, sending this one to the back post, and it just misses over the crossbar. Out for another goal kick. Time winding down for Pelham. They've got to get numbers forward. To Shane, to the middle. Good turn upfield by Coakley. Coakley to the near side, finds Carney. Carney with some help up top, with Coran trying to step past the defender. It's a battle of fours right now with Billen coming over defensively to shield off. Trying to kill as much time as possible. And they're going to say Pelham thought it was their throwing, and I would agree, but they give it to Plymouth instead. Dangerous play from Vermeesh. Set forward into the corner. And it's off of Billen's leg, and high advantage. The whistle blows. Plymouth trying to get about 10 yards advantage on that throw-in. And closing seconds of regulation. Pelham needs to get numbers forward. Butler for Jedrzak into the middle, and a shot at it. They're going to call it offsides. Tough call for Pelham, but I love the setup they just had on the tic-tac-toe passing. Plymouth was caught out defensively. And that might have been the last chance for the Pythons. Feet tangle. Levesque on a breakaway. Peters makes the save. Levesque on her foot and puts it in the back of the net. And that's going to give the insurance goal. And it's a 4-2 lead for Plymouth with only seconds remaining. A tough one for Pelham. Close to being a foul call. Incidental contact. Peters makes a beautiful save. But it deflects right back to Levesque. And she's able to tap it in the back of the net. Jedrzak inside the 18. Flaherty came off her line but doesn't dive for it. Might have distracted Curran a little bit. Flaherty's going to send this one downfield. Bobcats just waiting for the whistle to end it here. Coakley with a nice win. Can't get it far enough forward, though. Slides in late, studs up. No call. That's a dangerous slide tackle. But the whistle will blow, and Plymouth gets back-to-back wins. They'll win it here at home, 4-2 over Pelham. They've now scored 9 goals in 2 days and are starting to make a run here in Division II. So we saw 6 different goal scorers here this game. It was Elise Jedrzak getting the scoring going early in the first half off of a corner kick where she was robbed on a breakaway seconds beforehand, before Lily DeRozier answered back in the first half, and then it was all Plymouth in the final 40 minutes. Sam Meyer had one. Megan Medavia had one as well to start and get that go-ahead goal for the Bobcats. And as we just saw, Jordan Levesque finishes it off on a breakaway, and a tough day in net for Peters. Plymouth finishes with 11 shots on goal, an impressive 12 corner kicks. 3 shots on goal for Pelham unofficially, with only 1 corner kick in the game. But they kept it close for the majority of this one. But that is going to do it. Again, fans, be sure to tune in tomorrow here live on GSSN for Plymouth Regional High School football on the road at John Stark as the Bobcats look to avenge a loss in Week 1 and get their first win of the season. John Stark 1-0 on the year. Again, kickoff at 2 o'clock. We'll have complete coverage starting at 1:45 for you. But that's going to do it for us here in Plymouth, New Hampshire. Final score for the final time. It's Plymouth 4, Pelham 2. For those of you watching on Pemmy Baker TV, stay tuned. Post-game interview coming up with Kyle Reed. We will see you next time here on the Granite State Sports Network and Pemmy Baker TV. Joined now by Bobcat head coach and Kyle Reed. Coach, a great come-from-behind victory essentially for your side, but a little dangerous at times, especially in the first half. What impressed you the most about your team's play here this afternoon?
So first half it came out a little bit lackadaisical. Warm-up was kind of slow. So halftime speech kind of gave them a little motivation. They kind of stepped it up in the second half a little bit. getting that first goal back in the first half was huge. And then the kind of momentum kind of shifted a little bit. Pelham really, hung in there. They did a great job. But I think the lack of urgency was one of our biggest keys to, letting them into the game for sure.
Looking at things, we saw Jed Razak get that through ball early on. It was a save and good defensive play from your defenders coming back and knocking it away, but it was the corner kick. What broke down defensively on that corner kick that led to that first goal for them?
I think it was just marking up. It's on a corner kick, it's really important to stay goal side and make sure you follow your marks all the way through. That girl kind of got away from her mark. It happens, and then the other thing is communication. If you lose your player, somebody else should pick them up, or somebody needs to communicate to pick up that other player.
3 unanswered goals after that. We saw it early on and the answer back in the first half. What impressed you most about your team's ability to kind of rebound after giving up the first goal of the game and get that offense going?
So I think Megan Mativier, she played striker for us in the first half, and then I kind of gave that speech to kind of motivate them in the second half, and she really stepped it up big time. I think that was the key. That was just pure effort on her part, getting that goal. I think there was a couple other key players that kind of stepped up in their roles. I tried to shift around the formation a little bit, try to get some girls a little bit more time, but Mativier was, killer in that second half. She was a presence for sure.
Guys are back in action next week on the road at Sanborn. What do you still need to do to kind of clean up things heading into that game next week?
Like I said, I think the motivation thing is huge. It's like the warm-up is essential for us. We can't come out slow like we did. It was just we were flat. The warm-up itself was just so slow. And then, you could see that transpire in the first half. And then motivation got there in the second half. But I think we got to try to find ourselves in terms of, getting excited about the game right from the start.
Well, Coach, nevertheless, a great victory, a 4-2 victory. Best of luck moving forward.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That's going to do it for us here from Plymouth Regional High School. We thank you for joining us. For our staff, our cameraman and producer, Andrew Fenn, I'm Dan Salzer. We'll see you tomorrow for Bobcat football. Thank you for joining us here on the Granite State Sports Network and Pemmy Baker TV. We'll see you next time.